welcome to another First Five. Today we find ourselves in Mark chapter 11, where there's a relatively familiar story in it, but a specific line at the end of this story has caught my attention today. So I'm going to bring attention to that as soon as we've read through this together. So Mark chapter 11, starting verse 12, says this: "The next day as they were leaving Bethany, Jesus was hungry. Seeing in the distance a fig tree in leaf, he went to find out if it had any fruit. When he reached it, he found nothing but leaves, because it was not the season for figs. Then he said to the tree, 'May no one ever eat fruit from you again.' And his disciples heard him say it. On reaching Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple area and began driving out those who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves, and would not allow anyone to carry merchandise through the temple courts. And as he taught them, he said, 'Is it not written, my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations? But you have made it a den of robbers.' The chief priests and the teachers of the law heard this and began looking for a way to kill him, for they feared him, because the whole crowd was amazed at his teaching. When evening came, they went out of the city." And it continues on to talk about the fig tree that Jesus has cursed and the fact that it had withered, and his disciples are amazed at this. But the line that I want to talk about is in verse 18. I'm going to read it again. It says, "The chief priests and the teachers of the law heard this and began looking for a way to kill him, for they feared him, because the whole crowd was amazed at his teaching." I think there's a lot packed into here about the human condition and the way that we default think. Because a lot of times we think illogically. And let me explain. The chief priests hated Jesus because he was gaining a following, because other people liked Jesus. More specifically, because Jesus was a threat to them. Jesus was gaining a following of the people that they wished followed them. These are the people that are supposed to be following the laws of the priests and the Pharisees, but instead they're starting to follow Jesus. And so because he's a threat, they don't ever hear his message as truth, but as a threat. So they plot to kill him. Now, obviously, Jesus has come in and he's cleared the temple, so he's made them upset. They have plenty of reason to be upset, but I find it interesting that the reason they are upset is because Jesus threatens their popularity. He threatens their notoriety. He threatens their desire and ability to be known and to be liked and to be respected. And I think a lot of us often, whether it is in reading the Bible and hearing the word of Jesus, or listening to a mentor explain to us about ourselves, or learning from someone we respect, or even learning from someone maybe we don't respect as much. But a lot of times we refuse to see truth or to learn or to grow because of our own pride. And much like the Pharisees, we would rather remove the person from our lives than learn from them, because we value our pride over our own growth, or we value our pride over the truth. Jesus brought truth and love and growth and healing, all good things. But because he did this, people followed him. People chased after him. He gained a following. And that was something the Pharisees wanted. And because he threatened the thing that they want, they were unable to see the truth and to see the good that Jesus brought. So I challenge us. Are we willing to be humble enough and to set our pride aside enough to fully hear those who want to pour into our lives, those who want to help us grow, those who want to teach us? Can we set our pride aside enough to really hear the words of Jesus? And rather than be threatened by them, or see them as too difficult, or see them as a threat to us, we can see that those who want us to grow come to us with love. And that's what Jesus was doing. He wanted to see the best for all people. But instead, we often let our pride get in the way. So let's humble ourselves and truly listen to the words of Jesus as we live throughout this day. I hope that was helpful. and I will see you later for another First Five.